this, do a little this, do a little of that, do a little, what is it? Seltzer in your pants? I don't know, there's something there. Mary Tyler Moore Show, circa 70-something. So, hey, good morning. Hey, you know what's funny? I gotta share with you. I'm having a good hair day. I showered. It helps. I put some product in it. It helps. I'm getting a haircut in a few hours. Now, this cracks me up because, you know, the days that you are like, I'm going to do it, and then my hair is like, no, don't cut me, see? But it is getting a little bit heavy. So, Carla Jane, nice to see you. Yeah, what a difference a shower makes. And my goodness, lady, put a pack of peas or a steak or something on that. Oh, honey bunch, I am sending you some gentle love in there for you and your, you know, getting in a fisticuffs with your clutter. It's not supposed to be that way. So, but yeah, I have a haircut in a few hours, so of course I decided to have a good hair day. You know, you can never plan those things. But good morning, everybody. Monday morning. Monday. It's Monday morning. It is the last day. Where's my habit tracker? Oh, you guys, my habit tracker this month. A lot of potholes. A lot of potholes. But you know what? I'm going to print out a new one for tomorrow. Tomorrow being the 1st of October. So cut yourself some slack. Celebrate your wins. This is my deal. So I'm just going to, let's start the week with something good. Tell me something good. Celebrate your wins. Congratulate yourself. Over celebrate the stuff that you did do. The stuff that you didn't do or the stuff that didn't go well, forgive yourself and learn from it, okay? Seriously, it's the only way we're going to get through this life, having fun and feeling good, all right? Because there's plenty of stuff I could beat up, you know? Okay, yeah, you know, and I'm not kidding, Carla Jane, I just saw your thing. Yeah, please it is so much better to get checked out by a professional than say, oh, I think, you know, the longer you wait, the worse it could be. So yeah, seriously, get in the car right now and just go to like if you've got an urgent care and ER. Okay, so please do that, all right? I want to hear that you've done that because I care about you and I want you to take care of yourself, okay? Now, I love this. Good morning, Becky. Yes, my hair. I have a wonderful haircut guy. Phil, he rocks. I joke when I'm like a trillionaire, he's going to come with me on my like jet and he's just going to do my hair all the time. He gives a really good shape. He really knew how to cut my hair to fit my head. So when you have good things, you like to keep them, you know? Now, Laura Given Voorhees, you, my dear, are on a roll. So she says, good morning, lovely. Today's decluttering task. Labeling stuff for the gem shop and taking it there. Awesome. You know what I'm doing? I, too, am doing some decluttering myself, even though I am, and if we haven't met before, again, I'm always looking up. My name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered because I love to travel. I will be traveling later this week, but also I love to use... Yep, it's still there. It's funny that I moved the car. I love to use that road trip metaphor. Okay, because seriously, it changed my life like a quadrillion %. That's a wicked lot of zeros, okay, a quadrillion. And I want to share it with you because why would I want to keep the good stuff for myself? No, it's so much better when you share the good stuff, okay? So, Laura, you're on a roll. I love it. When I go to get my hair cut, it's over on the other side of town, so I get in my car and I drive there. I walk a lot of places in town. But I have a bag or two of... clothes that my husband and I are just like, yeah, you know, we're not wearing those things anymore. And I have like a box actually of wine glasses that a friend of mine, I just declutter wherever I go. And she was like, you know what? I really don't like these wine glasses. I said, well, why do you have them? And she's like, you know what? I don't like these. So I said, here, give them to me and I'll donate them somewhere when I go home because I know where she lives. There aren't as many places to donate things. So I've got some decluttering going on today too. Now it's not much, but every little bit helps. Do I have that written on my mug today? No, I got my Just Drive Your Life mug from back in the day. But yes, good morning, Erin. Nice to see you. I raised my mug to you. And I am walking the walk. You know what? Because why would you... I mean, I could just be some random person on the internet saying, declutter and, pay me money for coaching, and yet I'm a hot mess behind the scenes. No. I mean, I'm a lukewarm mess occasionally, because I'm a human, but I have clutter accumulates even when you're a professional declutterer, because there are things that come into your life at a certain time that you may use for a while, and then you may outgrow them. You may outgrow them. The clothing gets small, I stay the same. They may have not worked out the way you thought. Oh, I bought that, it looked good online, but I put it on my body and it's accentuating the negative, So decluttering, but this is the maintenance declutter. This is like maybe a bag every couple of weeks, and it keeps things tidy in my house, and I love it. Okay, I love this. Okay, ID Princess, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Beth is so amazing to work with and full of great knowledge. Thank you, as are you, my dear. As are you. So let me ask you this. I love this. Carla Jane is also walking the walk and talking the talk. So she and I are working much like I did with ID Princess, as I like to call people by their names on here. Carla, I'm helping her. Now, it's the thing I love about this, you guys, is so I'm in Pennsylvania. You'll hear the New England in my accent like nobody's business. However, I coach people from all over the world. All over the world. Just saw ELO last week. So Carla is in Alabama, saying, in about 4 hours, my soon-to-be ex is coming to see what furniture he will take. Praise the Lord. I love it. And ID Princess is in Idaho. So, yeah, I miss our sessions too, hon. I know you're kicking ass, though. I know. I just know you are. And I say this to everybody. Like, I do one-on-one coaching. Even if you're not working with me now, if you ever want to work with me again, you know my name. Look up my number, So, I am here to help you. Okay? That's the only reason I show up. I like chit-chat just like the next person, but I know that there may be something that's jamming you up clutter-wise. Now, I may not be the best person to talk about a lot of things with, but if you are struggling with clutter, if you're like stuck, like you're in your car and there's like a roadblock, an invisible roadblock that you have that you're like, I don't know why I am not moving forward, but I'm not moving forward. This is what I love to help with. I do. I've done this pretty much kind of informally and formally like all my life. I grew up in a cluttered house. I was always trying to neaten up my little area. I made my room look really cool, even though the rest of the house was kind of chaotic. I got into jobs where I could make things look neat and organized, and you could find them. So I was when you're an art history major, there's not a lot of people, but banging down your door to get a job once you're out of college. But I have a lot of knowledge, speaking of college, knowledge in college, Oh, no, Carla Jane, you don't have to do this. This is silly, and it's almost... So, Carla Jane, I will share, because those of you who are watching this live instead of the YouTube recording, Carla Jane says, y'all, because she's from the South, y'all, one-on-one will change your life. She has it in all caps. She says, I'll gift you $20 just to check it out. Oh, hon, you are a sweetie. You are. You do not need to do that. What I know is, and I'll share this with you, Carla, and it's like, regardless of the $20 thing, that might be tempting, but you know this yourself. You gotta feel ready to even just take that first step. Ready to even just start to do something different. It can be scary to take that first step. It's almost like stepping into the water and you think it's gonna be cold. It's like me walking down at 7 a.m. this morning and doing my strength training class. You have to feel ready for it. So I want to help you with that too, because I'm a decluttering life coach. It became readily apparent to me very early on in my journey to help people with clutter that it wasn't just about the stuff. As I like to say, it's like the stuff behind the stuff. It's the stuff in your head, it's the stuff in your heart that makes you either do something with your hands or not. So I get it. When you don't feel ready, or you feel afraid, or you feel like it's not going to work, well, you think it's not going to work, it's going to work. But you have to feel ready. And so some of this will encourage you that decluttering is fun, Yeah. Oh my gosh. Carla's awesome. She says, I mean this thing for 5 folks. She's totally like selling my coaching for me. This is lovely. You're so sweet, Carla. But I really want to say, you know what? You got to feel ready. And there's nothing, even the ready with a little bit of that, I don't know if it's going to work, but man, if it worked, it could be really awesome. None of this, like, gripping fear, Now, Kathy is saying, Kathy with a C, because I know Kathy's with C's and Kathy's with K. So good morning, Kathy. Kathy says she's stuck on all the emotional items. Okay, so as a coach, I'm kind of a professional listener, and I listen not just for, the stories you tell, but the words you use to tell the stories. I can infer some things. So Kathy, just this one sentence, notice this, I'm feeling stuck. So you're not moving forward. Again, if you were in your car, you'd be stuck, right? Notice the word you use, all the emotional items, as if every single emotional item you have is causing you to get stuck. Now, it's possible that that is true. I'm not going to, you know that better than I do. What I know, though, from coaching, and I want to share this with everybody, is notice the words you use, the words that come out of your mouth, the words that you type, the ones that you think that actually make it out of your brain, and notice your choice of words, okay? So notice all of the emotional items. That's very big. That's like a big paintbrush. All of it. It's very dramatic. It's not some of my emotional items. It's all. When you hear those dramatic words, I know that that's probably what I like to call your backseat driver talking. I feel like I should have a hand puppet here. Little kid in the back seat, being all dramatic, all of it. And so notice that, even changing that to stuck with some of the emotional items. Notice how that changes it. It's not all, it's not black or white, all or nothing, it's some. Okay? But the other thing too, Kathy, I want to share with you and everybody, when I coach, and I've been doing this for years now, is I really find it helpful. In order to get unstuck, because that's what you want, if you're stuck, you want to get unstuck, is to, first of all, use the word down, okay? Write down this word down, okay? And just notice that when you calm down and slow down and quiet down, you put your feet on the ground, maybe you sit down, get in touch with your nervous system so you're not feeling aggravated, stressed out, stuck, hopeless, all that. But notice also that there are 3 layers of clutter, and they go from easy to as less easy. Surface clutter is the stuff on the surface. It's the stuff kind of bopping around on the top. I've got some stuff on my, desk today that I hope to work on this week. Surface clutter. Kitchen counters, any surface, any horizontal surface with stuff on it that's just kind of floating around top. You've hit you're stuck with the thing that everybody, many people who are stuck with clutter get stuck with, the emotional items. So you've got surface, you've got stored clutter, that's the stuff behind doors and drawers, and then you've got sentimental. Now sentimental to me, I like an alliteration, so surface, stored, sentimental. You say emotional, same diff, same thing, we're talking about the same thing. The things in your life that make you feel a feeling. Now I'm feeling a feeling in the realizing that I washed my hands and I forgot to put my wedding rings back on. It's cool. That is the struggliest stuff, usually, is the stuff that tells you stories and make you feel feelings. Okay? Yeah. And I love it. Laura Gibbons Voorhees, and I love this analogy because I use it too. You help us get unstuck. I am like AAA. So if you are stuck in your car and you're there in the mud on the side of the road, you're not moving forward, and you're spinning your wheels. You know that? When I'm doing what I know how to do. All I know how to do is what I know how to do, but I'm spinning my wheels. That's just like you feel when you're stuck in real life, just not car. Sometimes you need to call somebody to help you out. Now, sometimes you've got a friend that can help you. You call your friend, here, just give me a shove, and I can get going. Other times, it's more like, okay, maybe you need as a shove, but let's figure it out. Maybe no, you need to actually, let's pop the trunk. Let's look at the gauges. Let's see what's going on that's causing you to not move forward. So notice the emotional. So just notice that stuff. So Shimmering Blue Water, I remember you showed up yesterday, and I'm really curious about this. I truly am. Because Shimmering Blue Water is saying, how can I get myself to throw away old journals? First of all, ask yourself a question and give yourself a chance to listen, to answer. Can you imagine how rude it would be if I asked you a question and then I was like, hey, this, and then I didn't wait for you to answer? So ask yourself a question. And again, this is in that kind of down, the calming down, the sitting down, the quieting down, the writing down especially, okay? Ask yourself why you can't throw it away, your old journals right now. What is the thought that comes up when I would ask you to kind of verbalize to me, to communicate to me, why can't you throw them away right now? Now notice what I'm doing. I'm also quieting it down. I'm quieting it down for me. I'm quieting it down for you. So I ask this of everybody. I'll do it again. Pick something. Shimmering Blue Water's got their old journals. You've got something. And notice also even just the use of throw away. Do you really need to throw it away? Journals, probably. But is there an item? Pick one item in your house, one, and ask yourself, hey self, why can't I throw this away? And then I'm going to mute myself. This is what I do on coaching. I will mute myself. And then listen for your answer. Okay? So just notice what came up. Notice I say come up because your answers tend to be here. Your words are up here. You've got your head and your heart. They're always playing with each other. Okay. So I love it. Shimmering Blue Water says, we think we may need to read it again, reread it again. Now, are you speaking the royal we, or is somebody else reading your journals with you? How about this? Because I think I might need to reread it again. Okay. So if you think you may need to, now I don't know how much room these journals take up. I will share with you, I have a box. It's not a big box, but I have a box in the basement that has my old journals in it. I have made the decision not to throw them away, but to keep them. I have also reread them, not, line by line, but I have glanced through them, and it reminds me of who I was at a certain time in my life, and I get insight from them. There are other journals that I've torn pages out of that remind me of crappy stories that I'm like, I don't want. So Shimmering Blue Water, and this is another thing too, is everybody. We save things for a reason. I think I might need to reread it again. Well, how about testing that out? Can you, between now and next time we meet, this is me coaching, I'm totally, because you and I meet at a next thing, could you this week make an appointment with yourself, schedule a time of day this week to go and pick up even one of those journals and reread it? If you think you might, why don't you test this promise? I'm saving this thing to use it at a later date. How about today being that later date? Now, I say this to you, Shimmering Blue Water, but I say this to everybody. If there's stuff you're saving for the future, oh, I'll look at that later. Why not play with that now and see, could I do that this week? Today's Monday. It's the beginning of a month. We've got a weekend coming up. If you're going to use it, when do you think you might use it? Okay. After you do that, then you're better informed. Do I still want to keep this? Or maybe there were a few really good nuggets in there, and maybe what I do is I write down some of the stuff, and I declutter the really good insights that I had back in the day from just a bunch of and then I went to the grocery store or whatever. So just notice why you save things. Now, interesting, Sia is saying, I was saving journals and realized I was doing it to judge myself on my growth. So I let them go. Yes, please do not judge yourself. Today you, yesterday you, 20 years ago you, 30 years ago you. We are all doing the best we can with the skills and the situation we have. Okay? So don't judge yourself. Rowan Creative says, I have begun scanning some of mine into my computer. Cool. Now, to me, I honestly think sometimes that digitizing I would rather just keep the journal because I like the tactile nature of it. I like to see the incidentals, something like that, because I definitely did journaling for a while. Not like every day, but like I would, if I got inspiration and know what I did, it's like I had a thought in me and I wanted to get it out because articulating that can help me better understand who I am and what I want, Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Hey, Abbott Elementary, good morning. Yesterday I went through my bins of my 28-year-old's baby clothes in pristine condition. Aw, hon, I washed them and gave them away. How cool is that? How cool is that? How nice of you to have saved them for all those years. But 28 years is a long time to hang on to anything. And just giving yourself the opportunity. This is the thing I love. I love just allowing you the power to just make a decision now on September 3rd, in the autumn of 2024, giving you the opportunity and realizing you had it all along to ask yourself, I know I've saved this for 28 years, but as of today, as of now in my life, do I really want this? Do I really need this? No, you know what? My daughter doesn't want these clothes. I'm not ever going to have a kid. Somebody else. Is there somebody else out there who could use what I have? Slowing down and allowing yourself to just notice what you've done to get yourself cluttered, to notice what your clutter is, and to notice who you are right now, and is the stuff that you saved from previous episodes of your life things you want to continue to carry with you. Imagine if you were in like Grapes of Wrath, right? And you have like just a finite amount of stuff that you can bring with you as you go on this journey towards your better life. You can't take it all. What do you really want to keep with you? And if you're saving things for a later date, how about now being that later date? Okay? Yay, Carla Jane, thank you. Carla just called the doctor and seeing the nurse practitioner a few hours. Awesome. Very cool, lady. Thank you for taking care of yourself. Decluttering is taking care of yourself as well. I say this because if you're not feeling good being surrounded by clutter, reducing the clutter you're surrounded by will make you feel better. Now, I love this. Clara is celebrating. Hey, donated some books recently. Yay. I love it. Okay? Good stuff. Good stuff, lady. Rock on. I know books can be difficult, but a little bit at a time. I love the fact that where I live, a number of people have these little free libraries on their lawns. So I have picked up books there, but I also, as soon as I'm done with one, I will give it away. I love it. Now this is interesting. Mosey said, I thought about someone reading my journals when I'm gone and had no problem throwing them all out. Yeah, interesting to look at it from an outside perspective. You know? There we go. Only keep the goal ones. Yeah, keep the ones that make you feel good. You know, and look at this. Laura is making sure, okay, yay, everybody's making sure that Carla's taking care of herself, and she is. Damn it, Donna, happy Monday. Nice to see you. Okay. Okay, now see ya. Notice this. Okay. Yeah, and this is another thing. I'm going to get to see it in a minute, but just we were talking about Carla. Carla got a black eye. And no joke, think about how clutter can negatively impact your physical being. If you saw the shiner she has, she says if you trip over things and fall over them, you don't have a safe environment. You know? So yeah, notice that your clutter can harm you physically. You know, maybe mold is growing on something, or you're tripping on something, or something falls on you, you know? Good morning, Kate Kager. Monday's here to start a new week. Yes, it is, my dear. Let's make a good day of it. Let's make a good morning of it. Let's have the next 36 minutes or so. You know? LAB says, I switched my clothes out for the season last week and donated a bag. Yeah, I have to start doing that too. I am wearing more hoodies now than I was a few months ago. It's no longer short sleeve black t-shirt season. It's getting to be long sleeve black t-shirt season. But when I pull out my clothes that I packed away, it feels like just yesterday, I'm going to look at things that I packed away in the spring. I'm going to look at them, and I'm going to look at them with fresh eyes, and I'm going to be like, oh, that looks kind of faded and pilly. Do I want to wear that now? Use the change of a season as an opportunity to declutter, you know? Yeah, Becky Rella is doing the same thing I am, okay? I think with the hurricane and seeing the damage destroyed in North Carolina and Tennessee, what would I take if I had to leave? Yeah. You can't take it all with you. What would you grab? And I will tell you, I did this the other day, and I talked about it on my Saturday TikTok Live that I did, was walking around the house and being okay with if I did not have those things. But you know what I would do? I want to take pictures, and I have done, walking around and taking pictures of my stuff that I have. Sometimes a picture will do. If all of this stuff, I have a bunch of like little inspirational quotes and everything here. If all of this stuff got burned or flooded or whatever, I would want to just remember the sentiment behind it. I don't need the physical item, you know? So, oh, there we go. Just brought us Black Salem witch tea. It's 'tis the season. Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. What do we go? Yeah, so what would you bring with you? I will share this with you. I told my husband yesterday, because of the hurricane, I also realized that even the stuff I want to save, I want to be prepared to make it easy for me if we needed to get out of here immediately. Let's say a tree falls in the house and there's a tornado or something. I'm being dramatic because those things typically don't happen where we are, but who knows? I said to him, hey, you know this thing with our important papers in it? We used to have it in this desk drawer. Now I'm putting it somewhere else because I want to put it closer to the other things I want to take with me. And for whatever reason, one of the things I know I want to take with me is going to be this small, kind of silver chest that I inherited some forks and knives and serving pieces from my great-grandmother, who she got it from, or my great-aunt, but she got it from somebody else. And so I feel like I want to make sure that those things live on. If I don't, it doesn't happen. But notice where you put stuff. Is it easy for you to get to it? You know? So just notice those things. Yay. All right, so Teresa is saying, my sister finally came over. 4 hours of cleaning up Christmas totes. Still need to let go of more, but yeah, we know that. You're always, but how about celebrating, spending 4 hours of cleaning up your Christmas totes, Teresa? How do you feel now about your Christmas stuff? I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling better. There will always be miles ahead of us on the road, people. There is absolutely nothing wrong and 100% everything right with stopping your car and looking in the rearview mirror, looking back and saying, God damn it, I have come a long way. You've come a long way, baby. And you're not even smoking those goofy little cigarettes from the 70s. You know, you have done some awesome things in your life. Celebrate them. Celebrate them. Yes, you're going to have, hopefully, you may have more clutter ahead of you. Yeah, but that does not minimize the good stuff you have done to get decluttered right now. Okay? Now, hubby wished we'd gotten rid of way more, but that's hubby. How do you feel? How do you feel? You know what? You should say to him, hey, hubby, be thankful we got rid of what we did. Everybody's got a different layer of comfort with clutter and stuff. Celebrate what you did. Forgive yourself for what you haven't done. Okay. Kathy says, my mom is drowning in clothes. What's a good strategy to help her reduce? Now, Carla Jane, we know about moms who are drowning in clothes, right? I know about moms drowning in clothes because I've helped my aging mother for the past 3 years with her house. I have pictures of us 1 or 2 autumns ago, donating 17 large garbage bags of clothing to her. She sang in a Sweet Adeline's chorus at this point. They were having a clothing drive. So I know what I'm talking about. Here's what I want to say. Let's pull back and look at the clutter that's in our lives and the older people in our lives from a historical perspective. Now, I don't know how old you are. I don't know how old your mom is, but I know there are people out there walking the earth now who grew up during the Great Depression in the 20s and 30s and the lack of items in World War II and probably didn't even grow up with a lot of money. I totally raise my hand when I say that. My people did not come from money at all. So when you had something, you hung on to it. You know, I may need that again, and you can't get it so easy. When you don't know if you experience lack, as they say in the biz, lack of something, food, shelter, clothing, heat, warmth, safety, all of that, you're going to want to hang on to it when you get it because you know what it feels like to not have it. Now, I know my mother didn't grow up with a lot of money. I know that she had very few clothes to choose from. During the course of her life and the course of our society growing up in post-World War II, the ability to manufacture things at a mass-produced level and to distribute them and get them to people and then advertise them to encourage people, those clothes are outdated, you need the new thing, at a more rapid cycle than ever before, is a capitalist construct. It makes you feel bad about the stuff you have, so you buy something new. Sometimes when you don't have a lot of clothes, it can be nice. Look at me, I bought myself some nice clothes. I'm worth it, it's making me feel good. But the thing that we tend to forget is the quantity of clothes. We think that much wants more, as my family has a wicked lot of sayings. You know, it's like, oh, if one piece of bacon tastes good, I bet another piece of bacon is going to taste better. Well, if 2 pieces of bacon taste good, then 3, and you think that the way those things scale is going to be better and better and better. No. I got really, like, nauseous once by saying, I'm going to eat as much bacon as I want, right? I ended up feeling gross. I still eat bacon, just not as much. There is a limit that after a certain level, anything past it, the excess makes you feel not good. You do something to make you feel good, and then you realize at a certain point it's not making me feel good anymore. But sometimes you don't realize that until you've hit the excess. So have some love and compassion for your mom, Kathy. Understand that there are so many things going on under the hood in her head and in her heart that is causing her to have so many clothes and to struggle with releasing them. And I would just offer, this is what I did with my mother. It took me 11 years of saying to my mother, Ma, you know, she hates when I call her Ma, but I do it anyway. Ma, you know I'm good at this. If you want help, when you want help with your clutter and your stuff, you just let me know and I will totally drive up to Massachusetts and help you with this. It took her 11 years. And even prior to my dad's passing, I used my dad's passing in 2010 as like a line in the sand, but decades before that, as I was decluttering my mother's house in the past 3 years, I came up with things that I had printed out 10 years before, saying, here is a certificate for Christmas. I know you don't want any stuff, but here, I'll help you organize what you do. People have to be ready, and sometimes they will be, and sometimes they never won't be, okay? Now, I know I went on kind of a long rant. This is why I need to do a podcast, because I'm missing some comments that are going on. But I just say this to all of us, that there is an emotional and generational and historical context as to why all of us living in the United States and elsewhere, but primarily I'm US based and I tend to talk to US people all the time. The way our world is encourages us to buy things to make us feel good and makes it so easy. And then we have that fear of lack of, I feel bad throwing it away or giving it away. You're not alone with this. There are so many things going on that you may not even realize that are causing you to have clutter and keep your clutter. Okay? So there we go. Notice these things and just have some passion. All right. Now I'm going to scroll here again. Yes, work in 2-hour increments. Love it. And it's great you had a third. Okay. Oh, geez, German Maid. My heart goes out to you. German Maid says, 3 of my friends in Western North Carolina are missing. We're heading out to volunteer this week, yeah. Shit's going to happen, people. You don't know what is going to happen. And this is why I say this in all sincerity. We never know when it's going to be our last day on this planet. I am already cool with the fact that when I die, whenever it is, I have lived a good life. I have done some kick-ass things. Yes, I want to continue to do more. But man, I was talking about it yesterday. I was at a memorial service yesterday. The week before, I was at a funeral. A few months before, we found out a friend died. Like, this is going to happen to other people until it happens to us. And feeling good about your life before you die. Not dying with those regrets of, I wish I had done that thing. I wish I had learned to play piano. I wish I had made those crafts. I wish I had learned to tap dance. I wish I had told that person I love them. I wish I hadn't left all this stuff till the very end, and now my kids are going to be having to dig through my stuff. You know? So get right with yourself and do this for you now, because the sooner you do this, even if you live another 20 years, this is why I'm doing this in my 50s. Because I don't want to deal with it in my 80s. I want to be living a life of like luxury and I say romance. I got my husband. That's romance enough. But luxury and ease and flexibility and peace of mind and chill. Okay? Yeah. So do it for yourself and do it now. Okay? Yeah. Oof. Yeah, Carla Jane. Yeah, who knows? Carla, you could have really hurt yourself. You know, and I'm not beating yourself up, but it's my heart. She has a clothing rack will throw you across the room. It's why she will be at the doctor's this afternoon. It snapped. Yeah. You know? So, yeah. This is good stuff. Yeah, I don't want my stuff to be a burden to my kids. I get it, Donna, but seriously, I'm going to get really greedy, or what's that thing? I'm going to get very, selfish. Selfish for you. I'm going to get selfish for every single one of you. I love that you're looking at how you don't want somebody else to be dealing with your stuff. But you know what? I don't want you to be dealing with it either. If it's going to be a burden to your kids, it means it's a burden to you right now. You know? So do it for yourself. Learn to do things for yourself. Okay? And I get it. I also, too, you can do the both. When you do it for yourself, you are also making it easier for when you pass, somebody else to clean out your stuff. Sometimes you need help with that. No joke. Like, who is it? My daughter, T. Prada says, my daughter came over and helped me clean a closet. What a relief, and makes me want to do more. Yeah, and when you guys were doing it, you were doing it for you and her, and she was doing it for her and you. Because when your house is in better shape, it's easier for her. And I talk about this as a daughter, okay? A daughter, Johnny, right? So, yeah. I love this. Nursey Nita says, my grandkids are 14 and 17. Decided to no longer buy Christmas and birthday gifts. Money put in the bank instead. Yeah. High yield savings account, people. I'm all about them. Seriously. Yeah. Damn it, Donna, purged after my mother-in-law passed. That was a real eye-opener. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, so notice these things. And here's going to be a really interesting thing. When you have experienced trauma, now I know that word gets bandied about on the internet, so I don't tend to use it a lot, but think about the people who've been traumatized over losing their house in the latest natural disaster. They probably definitely feel like a lack. They are going to be rebuilding their homes and their lives. What they may feel is this may change them to realize they didn't need all this stuff. What they need is their life and their health and their safety and their friends and their family and their pets and their love. And maybe a lot of that stuff that blew away, maybe it just helped them clean it out and they will not have more stuff in their house. Other people, you may not learn the lesson. They may feel like they want to bring more things into their life to feel protection. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on underneath. Now, I don't want to be spending all morning in the deep end of the pool, but sometimes these things do come up. So let's paddle on over to the more shallow end, shall we? Let's go over to, where the lanes are and you can swim across and you can put your feet down and be like, okay, this is deep talk. This is Deep Thoughts with, Jack Handey. But what I want to say to you is right now, what's got you stuck? What's a cluttery thing that if I could just, that would feel so much better, right? What is yours? Like Rebel Hippie is saying, I have a problem. I've got a problem, and she's got to do something. So what's your problem? I don't think they're problems. I think it's really interesting. I've got an issue. I've got a problem with something about clutter. What's a specific thing? Paper. Jennifer, you know how I love to help people going through paper. I freaking love it. The more people complain about the paper that bugs them, the more I get excited about it because I know how to help you with that. So one thing, and I will kind of step out of my lane for a sec to say, if we haven't met before, Beth Decluttering Life Coach, Destination Decluttered, okay? I say this because I have a mailing list. I do one-on-one coaching, but right now, this week I'm going to put some more consultation dates on my calendar. I've been busy coaching and traveling, which are the two things I love to do. But the people on the mailing list. So if you are one of my clients, either present or former, you already know because I sent you an email that we're going to be doing in mid-October, like a decluttering party, okay, on Zoom, a weekend day, at a certain time of day on one of the weekends, and we're going to all show up on Zoom. We're going to sit down. We did this before over the summer. It was wicked easy. I called it a paper party. That's why I brought it up. So Jennifer, if this is something of interest to you, people really had a good time with it. We all show up for a certain time. I'm expanding it. It's going to be an hour and a half. It's going to be free. It's going to be fun. You're going to love it. We all show up at the same time. We've picked something we want to declutter. I set the timer. We all go do our stuff. Then we check in. We congratulate ourselves on what we're doing. High five. We go back in. We do some more decluttering. We then make a plan, and then we tidy up. So if you want some accountability, some body doubling, some people to hang out with, an excuse to get some decluttering done that you've been dragging your feet on, hop on my mailing list, destinationDecluttered.com, and you're going to get the details. But I ask the people who work my clients first. Okay, so Jennifer, paper. Get curious. Ask yourself the question. Everybody, with any piece of clutter, just pick it up or mentally and say, and don't be judgy. Do not be judgy. Be curious, not judgy. Curious, with curiosity and love in your heart. Ask yourself with one of these pieces of paper or one of these categories, Jennifer, why am I keeping this? Why am I keeping this? And then pause and listen for the answer. Because your answer is going to unlock the solution to your paper issue. Ask yourself why you're saving something and then even write down that answer. Linda Moser Gear is saying decor. Okay, decor is very general, paper is very general. Get specific. Think of one piece. Let's get strategic and specific. One piece of decor that you're saying, why am I keeping this? And then listen for the answer. Now I love this. Your fluffy orange cat laid down on his bed next to my phone and is listening to you too. Kitties know what's going on. Kitties know that love and relaxation and eating and getting scritches and relaxing and sleeping a lot, they know what's going on. They don't hoard a lot of stuff. Okay, so Tamara, is saying 4 very large curio cabinets from my grandmother's. Wow, yeah, okay, so notice a couple of things. Notice the generation it came from. Notice that they are containers for clutter as well. This is going to be kind of a truth bomb. I'm going to throw it. I'm going to actually, no, it's like a balloon. It's a truth balloon. I'm just going to kind of pop it over to you. Just because somebody owned or liked something that is now currently in your possession does not mean you need to keep it. No. If you like it and you use it and it brings you joy, hell yeah, keep it. But if you don't like it, that's okay. They liked it. That was the important part. This whole saddling people with items from previous generations, notice saddling, weighing you down with that. There are, and I also want to offer, there is probably somebody out there in the world that would love one of those. There are 4 people in the world would each want one of those curio cabinets from your grandmother that would love them as much as she did. If you don't love their stuff, it's okay. They will still love you, and it doesn't mean you don't love them if you don't love their stuff. I grew up in a house with very traditional, colonial, antique things with duck decoys and crap like that. Do I have that in my house? No. It took me a while, though, to really have the confidence to be who I was, to say I want my house to look like Palm Springs, not Nantucket. So it's okay to let go of those things, even just planting that seed. Okay? So Mary says paper too. Yep. Just get curious. Why are you saving it? And ask yourself, when is the last time you've had to refer back to it? Okay. Carla Jane is so sweet. So Carla Jane's one of my one-on-one clients, and she is saying, first 5 people, let me know. I'm doing $20 for 5 folks that sign up with you. Okay, Carla Jane, I promise I will do that. But the funny thing is, Carla, talk about a roadblock. I'm the roadblock to me getting new clients right now because I do one-on-one consultations. We did our one-on-one consultation. I don't have any on my calendar right now, because I've been so freaking busy with travel and stuff. However, today and this week, I'm putting more on my calendar. So it may be a few weeks yet, okay? But I promise Carla, I'm writing it down. Carla, $5. Or excuse me, 5 people, $20. I mean, I gotta love it because that's so sweet, Carla. But Carla is really changing, as she said to me, and I don't think she'll mind repeating. She said to me last week, she's like, you don't understand. You are changing the trajectory of my family because I don't want to be burdensome like my mother's stuff was burdensome. And I want my house to be filled with love and fun and light and comfort and joy and love. Again, I'll just use love all the time instead of stuff, Yeah. Okay. T. Prada. Okay. So paper is a thing. Paper is a thing with a lot of people. Many of us grew up in the pre-digital era, so we have habits that are paper-based. I love to help you with that, okay? So maybe what you do is you decide that what's the paper stuff, and when you get on my mailing list, within the next couple of days, I'll be sending out the date and time for the Destination Decluttered mailing list only. Only if you're on the mailing list. We'll do this decluttering party. Pick paper. And I can help you through that. I will be available. I'm not going to declutter while I'm there because I'm there for you. But then I can help you all with paper clutter because you probably are struggling with the same issues. Okay? Now, Teresa is saying, mine is hard. I love stuff, but we are raising our autistic granddaughter, so I can't put a lot of my breakables out. Yeah, that can be tough, you know? Now, isn't this interesting? Teresa, I'll just offer, I get that. Sometimes life doesn't allow you to currently do that, but keeping the stuff for future. Maybe putting out one of your breakables and putting it somewhere where she may not be able to get to it. Maybe it's on the top of your bureau in your bedroom where you put a high shelf up that there's no way she can get it. Can you do, it doesn't have to be either or. I can either take care of her or I can have my stuff out that I like. How about and? You guys, think of I'm a Gen Xer. I haven't done a lot of my Gen Xing riffing that I do. That's usually in the shallow end of the pool. But think of conjunction junction. And, but, and or. But think of and instead of or. Instead of I can do this or do that, replace the or with an and. How can I do this and that? Okay? Damn it, Donna's got photos. I've got photos. I'm working on those too. So notice when we do this thing on the mailing list, you could bring photos to yours. Okay? Now, this is interesting. So, T. Prada says, I love Nantucket. I'm from the Cape. Many people do. It's not my vibe. I am totally Palm Springs, not Nantucket. I have been there, and I appreciate it, and I see the vibe, and I see how it could be attractive to some people. But, here's a lesson. All of us have a different idea of what's cool and what's not. What they are drawn to and what's not. That preppy thing has never been my vibe, never will be. That's okay. That's okay. You and I can exist. You're on Nantucket. I'm hanging out in my caftan poolside in Palm Springs, but we're both doing something that makes us happy. My parents had a house down the Cape. My aunt, we had friends. I was in Truro earlier this year. I know that Capey vibe. It's just not me. And that's okay. Notice, you do you, I do me. It's okay. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So this is cool. Tamara is saying, here's a fear. And this is the thing I want to drop you, another kind of truth, lobbing some truth at you here, very, very gently. Notice the fear behind what you're doing and not doing. When you're hanging on to something, what are you fearing will happen if you let go of it? If you're getting rid of something, what's the opposite? What's afraid, So Tamara is saying, here is a fear. I fear that if I get rid of the curio cabinets, my wall will be blank. It could be blank. But how about this? Temporarily. It will temporarily be blank before you more permanently find something that you really love to hang on the wall. Maybe this gives you an opportunity to buy some artwork that you just hang on the wall and you enjoy it. I have a huge wall right here that is waiting for an awesome piece of artwork that I know exists out there, that when I see it, it's gonna shoot that poison arrow through your heart. It's gonna shoot the arrow of love, and I'll be like, oh my God. Now I'm thinking of that Run to Use video with Bryan Adams, but I don't know why, because that's where my brain went. But like when you're eating something, and you're like, yeah, this is okay, and then you eat something really good, you're like, ooh, I really like that. I am waiting for that artwork for this wall. So I am getting used to, I will share this, when you're used to being around clutter, emptiness, blankness can feel weird, can feel different. That's okay. Notice it feels different, but different doesn't mean bad. Different is just different. Getting comfortable with the space means you can also then decide what you want to fill that space with, if anything. Okay, so Brian is saying, I'm not allowed to get rid of none of my stuff. My children say I can't sell anything, it's theirs, then freaking give it to them. If they want it, come take it. That's how I am. Yeah, Aaron even says, tell them to take it to their houses. Yeah, you can't, they aren't the boss of you. They aren't the boss of you. You can be the boss of them. When you're being bossed, you allow them to boss you. You can change that at any time, Brian. Anytime. Yeah. And it may feel different because you have a dynamic with your kids. You can change that at any time. And it doesn't have to be a big dramatic thing. But you're going to be like, okay, hey, you guys, I decided you want this stuff, come get it. Come get it and give them a deadline. Before the end of the year, I want you to take anything you want, just take it. I want my house to feel different before I die. You know? Now, interesting, Abbott Elementary says, because I'm interested about this, I just threw out a bad picture of me and my daughter, first time doing that. Abbott Elementary, did you survive? You're alive, you're typing, so that's cool. It may feel weird. It may feel different. It may feel unusual. Unusual, it's not the usual. How do you feel now? Now, I don't want any bad pictures hanging out with me, but I'm saving the good ones. So when my wake comes and somebody's looking for pictures for me, they're going to have a selection of good pictures to choose from, right? Notice that decluttering has you doing different things, but they are for a good cause. Yeah, Erin, here's your inheritance now, darlings. Exactly. Yeah. Alrighty, here we go. There we go. T. Prada relocated to Florida. Totally different vibe, but I like it. Yeah. Notice you can live in different vibes. You can have your preppy era. You can have your Ravi Shankar sitting with the Beatles era. You can have, I'm kind of riffing on that right now, but you can have different chapters in your life where you do different things. I was a punk rocker. I was a new waver, you know, and then I'm like now wanting to hang out in Palm Springs wearing a caftan, you know. I used to only travel in the U.S. and I used to write about it. Now I travel the world, you know. All right, oops, here we go. I love it. Somebody says, I know that video. Yep. Tell them you want to see them enjoy the stuff while you're still here. Erin, 100%. That's what we're doing with my mom right now. Yeah. And it's one of those things where, you know, she's like, yeah, but if I take down those paintings, then the wall's going to be empty. And I said, but we could always put something else up, you know? Okay. I love it. June is saying, thinking that I'll lead it later. Yep, that is one of the old chestnuts. You're going to notice. So when I talk about the thoughts that go through your head, I tend to attribute them. I have to categorize them. Is this coming from a place of love and me moving forward towards the life I want? Or is it coming from a place of fear and keeping me stuck? If it's fear and keeping me stuck, I call that my backseat driver. It's somebody back there going, no, don't. I picture it as a little kid strapped in their car seat. My co-pilot, though, is the voice of love. Is sitting there next to me. I'm the driver, and it's just waiting there going, where do you want to go? You want to go there? Let's go. I can help you get there. Seriously, you just tell me. It's just waiting for you to say, where do I want to go? Quiet down the kid in the back seat so you can hear your co-pilot, right? But notice that the kids in the back seat, they have a limited vocabulary. They say the same things over and over again, and it's very rudimentary. I'm afraid I might need that later. It's a fear. I might need it later. Okay, when's the last time I used it? I don't know, but I might. Okay, well, let's make a plan to use it. Let's invite people over for fondue. You know, let's have a party with those 87,000, glasses in china. Let's have a fancy party. Let's have a funky party. Let's eat hot dogs off of the china. Get curious about it. But she says, I'm at this point where I'm donating a lot of junk, not thinking about it. Yeah, don't overthink it. But you know what? If you're fearful that you're throwing away stuff, just give it a shot. Do I want this? No. Okay. June says, I have a storage full of junk nonsense. Okay. Getting interested. Get interested in why you created stuff that you're saying is junk nonsense. I feel like that's kind of judgy. Don't judge your past self. Your past self kept that stuff for a reason that made sense at the time. Just because right now that doesn't seem like it made sense, don't be mean to your past self. Love every version of yourself. From birth to now, from now to later today, from later today into your future. Love, love, love. All you need is love. Love yourself. I know why I collected a lot of stuff back in the day. I know why I kept a lot of things. I know why I keep some things. I am cool with that. I'm not judging myself. I'm knowing I was doing the best I could to make myself feel better and good. So notice this stuff. And thank you for Tamara's for saying thank you for the tough love. I say it with the biggest love in my heart. I don't want to be tough just to be tough, but man, I just want you to know that you're worth living in a life you want instead of being surrounded by somebody else's stuff before you die. Yeah. Notice that. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, exactly. Get them involved. Get this, if you are saving things for other people, and Brian, this is not just you, but you brought it up. If you have things in your home that you're saying, I am saving this for somebody else, get that person involved in the decision-making process. If they want it and they live out of your home, make a plan for them to remove their stuff from your home. Boom. Abbott Elementary is doing that right now. She saved baby clothes. Her kid's 28 years old right now. She is now feeling ready to do that. Now, I can tell you, I can give you all these steps. You have to feel ready to do it. I just want to encourage you that you're worth doing it. That if your house is making you feel crappy, let's do something about that so you don't feel as crappy. This is why I do my TikTok lives. This is why I have my mailing list, and I do my one-on-one coaching. Because it can be easy for me to show up once and say, oh yeah, just do it. I know it's a lot more difficult than that. That's why I show up on the regular. To remind you, we remind ourselves every day. I have a choice here. I can keep on doing what I'm doing. And notice me, I'm kind of like, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm spinning my wheels. I'm stuck. This is how I got here. If you want things to stay the same, keep on doing the same thing. If you want things to be different, do something different. Okay, notice how these things can also be really deep. Sia is saying, my sister lost a child. Thus, my fear of letting go of my son's baby clothes. Fear. Yeah, that kind of primal fear of somehow I may lose a child if I give away these clothes. I don't judge you on that, but notice that is a fear. But substitute your fear with love. And substitute that fear, override that fear, quiet down that fear, and show up with love for yourself. Have love for the self of you who's afraid of losing a kid. Who's thinking, if I get rid of these things, these people aren't going to like me anymore. It's going to mean I don't like my dad because I sold his decoy collection. No, I love my dad, but I love me too. So love yourself first. It's not greedy. It has a wonderful positive ripple effect. If I did not go through this for me, for myself, I wouldn't be showing up in your life. Do it for yourself, and it has a positive ripple effect. Okay? Yeah. Oh, no, I am cracking up because I'm just catching up on the things. So you guys, okay. You chick girl, I'm thinking University of Chicago, what should I do with this kid's school papers? Yeah. What do you want to do with them? All right? Are you saving them for them? How about right now? Decluttering is a life skill, people. Decluttering is a life skill, and you are never too young or too old to learn it. Get your kiddo involved with it. Ask them if they want to keep it. Maybe you have a wonderful, you could do this thing where every month you sit down at the end of the month and you go through the papers you saved and you ask them, do you want to keep this or not? Or can we, let's recycle it? They may want to keep some, they may not want to keep any. But get people involved. If you are saving things for other people, maybe because you didn't get them saved for you, but get them involved with it. Participate in the decision making, okay? No, I love this. So I'm sorry to hear. So Evolution Frenchie says, my washer broke, so I had to clean up the laundry room and garage so the delivery can get installed to new. Yeah, sometimes things are going to happen and you're going to need to clean up quickly. So much easier to just be able to unlock the door and say, come on in and give me a new dishwasher, right? Or washing machine. Okay? Now, here's one thing I feel like I'm going to sign off on, okay? Because this is really sweet. Carla is one of my one-on-one clients. This is totally not prompted, Erin says it's so great to have a coach. And so Carla, I'll have to check my Venmo. She says, I just forwarded monies for the first 5 people that will sign with you. One-on-one will change your life. So that is so sweet. And Erin is saying the same thing. I don't want to be showing off about myself, but I'm just noticing that out of the blue, people are saying, hey, I'm a good coach and I might be able to help you with this stuff. Now, I will keep track of that, Carla, I promise. But I will say, hop on my mailing list if you're interested in coaching. I will be letting the people on the mailing list know when coaching consultations are available. And I will keep track of the first people that sign up after, the first 5 people that sign up after Carla's generous offer of giving people $20 to sign up. So I will do that. In the meantime, I want to just leave you with some encouragement. You are doing really great at what you know how to do. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Keep on doing the things that make your life feel good. But if you're struggling with stuff, there is nothing wrong with, in so many things right with, getting help with what you're struggling with. Especially help that can help you learn what to do on your own so that you are not doing it alone, you know? And as, you know, Erin says, best thing ever, I'm so tired of doing things by myself. It's so great to have a coach. And I am cheering you on the sidelines. You can do it. Get out there. And I'm not like a sporty person, but go out and play, okay? And I will see you the next time I'm doing a TikTok live, all right? Those you on the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com, you know when I'm showing up. If you want to find out, join my mailing list, okay?